Marty Fleming and his assistant Sue Jewell are doing a survey of alligator nests in the Shark Slough, which is the main channel in the so-called River of Grass. Within their transect, they have found 24 nests. Marty Fleming.
We're trying to discover the relationship between seasonal water levels and alligator nesting within Everglades National Park. This will help us understand how the diversion of water from the park for agriculture and other uses is affecting the alligator population here. In order to do this, we've been collecting data on the depth of water around each nest, the height of each nest, height of the egg chamber above the water level, the number of eggs, and the percent of the eggs that are viable, and so forth.
The alligator nest is nothing more than a big pile of decaying vegetation. The female gator gathers whatever is available, which is usually sawgrass. When the mound is finished, she digs a hole in the top and lays up to 45 eggs, which she then covers. Heat from both the sun and the rotting plants helps to incubate the eggs, which hatch in about 59 days. Most often, the eggs are laid in the first week of July and hatch at the tail end of August. But as Fleming is finding out, if conditions are very dry in the spring, this can be delayed by several weeks and the hatching rate will be lower.
The real problem goes even deeper. Research shows that in a wet year, over 500 female alligators nest in Shark Slough. But in a dry year, the number plummets to 50 or less. Today, with man's diversion of water away from the park, years of low to moderate rainfall are like drought years, and the alligator populations are suffering.
Ways are being studied now to restore the natural flow of water to the Everglades so that wildlife populations may once again flourish. The release of too much water from Lake Okeechobee in a wet year can actually flood alligator nests in the park, a problem we had in the late 70s. But a slight thickening and whitening of the eggshells from the middle out shows that these eggs have not been submerged and are developing well. Amazingly enough, it's the temperature of the incubating embryos that determines whether they will become males or females. Eggs high in the chamber, which warm to temperatures above 91 degrees Fahrenheit, tend to become males, and the eggs underneath with temperatures below 85 tend to become females. After counting the eggs, Marty replaces them to their original positions in the chamber. Sometimes alligator research can get scary. About half the time, Marty and Sue get tangled up with a female who wants them out of there. This can slow the pace of scientific research. It takes two people to get the job done, and at times the researchers have to get a little rough or the alligator will be right on top of them. 5-foot-tall Sue Jewell explains her technique.
It takes a lot of concentration. You can't let her get too close. Sometimes the alligator will submerge and then pop up where you least expect her. But it's when you don't see her that you really have to worry. She could be coming up right behind you.
With summer nearly past, the resolve of the female alligator to protect her offspring has received its reward. For it is now, on August 31st, that faint cries can be heard from within the sawgrass mound. With a tenderness that seems misplaced in the heart of this reptile, the mother alligator now begins the delicate job of setting her babies free. One by one, the hatchlings are dealt with. Some are helped out of their shells. Some literally hatched out in the mouth of the mother. The mother's ministrations are so private they are often done at night. Down at the water, a pod of 8-inch youngsters will grow to a few dozen members. Outside the belly of each hatchling bulges a fat yolk sac. For at least a week, the babies will not show any interest in catching food. During this time, they will make small explorations of the world around them, but they will not stray very far from the mother. But it is not the fate of every egg to add a healthy hatchling to the growing brood. Feeling no movement in her mouth and realizing this embryo is dead, the mother swallows it. By mid-September, the baby alligators have run out of yolk. At this time, they are no doubt thinking in some small way about the world around them and how they might gain from it their first meal. There will be no food provided by the mother, but this is not necessary, for baby alligators are born predators. With each day, they are becoming more aware of any slight disturbance on the water. A wounded dragonfly stirs the surface. For one quiet moment, the alligator is unsure the dragonfly is living prey, until the insect wipes its head. By the following spring, the young alligators have nearly doubled their length. From out of their midst, a dozen have already been taken by wading birds, otters, and other predators, even though the mother is still close at hand. From this brood, perhaps no more than a single alligator will survive to adulthood. If it is a male, it could grow to 13 feet and preside over its domain for many years. It has been said that the southern swamps are ruled by a great and powerful reptile. But is it true, or is man slowly changing that kingdom into a place unlivable? In the answer to that question lies the fate of the American alligator.